Welcome everyone. I put together this video of some of the buildings, or I should say living spaces around the world that have a story to tell. And the first one we're going to start out with is the Flatiron Building in New York City. What an interesting looking building. This is one of the first skyscrapers in the city in which it was built, which is New York City. The peculiar shape is the result of a very small parcel of land available for the building. It is known for being one of the first steel frame structures over 100 feet in height. And I can't believe it, but this was known as one of the first skyscrapers built in 1903. The Flatiron Building is located at 5th Avenue and Broadway. This triangular-shaped building is a unique and unusual shape. You can see it for yourself at the intersection of 5th Avenue and Broadway in New York City. And although it is empty at the moment, it is being turned into apartments. At least that's what I understand. So this is the Flatiron Building in New York. I think it is an architectural gem. Okay, well, we're going to move all the way across the country to our next stop, where there were lots of bunnies running around this mansion. You are looking at the Playboy Mansion located in Los Angeles, California. This luxurious mansion features a game room, a zoo, an aviary, a grotto, a tennis court, wine cellar, a basketball court, and a screening room with a built-in pipe organ. Debauchery was enjoyed here when it was owned by Hugh Hefner, the founder and creator of Playboy magazine. This home is now privately owned, but I think to most of us that grew up in the days of Playboy, we'll always think of it as the Playboy Mansion. This is just a fascinating piece of architecture. It's Cadazan. It was built in the 1920s by circus mogul John Ringling. The name Cadazan means in the Venetian language, House of John. It can only be described as an architectural gem on the shores of Sarasota Bay in Sarasota, Florida. It is one of my favorite buildings. It is such an interesting piece of architecture. I love it. And if you ever get to Sarasota, make sure to visit. You'll be glad you did. And another thing that is amazing about the site on which this building stands, there's also located there the Ringling Museum of Art. John Ringling was a prolific art collector, and the collection is just amazing. And of course, they have other exhibitions going on there too. And then a wonderful man named Howard Tibbles built the Ringling Art Museum's Learning Center, which is a absolutely magnificent facility with a 3,200 square foot reproduction of the big tent and circus activities that most of the figures were made by Howard himself. Incredible. Don't miss it. It's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Howard became a good friend. What an amazing man, and what an incredible artist and philanthropist. Okay, so here we are where these two people fell in love. In the movie Pretty Woman were the scenes filmed where a girl named Vivian Ware, played by Julia Roberts, and the handsome businessman Edward Lewis, acted by Richard Gere. This is where they fell in love. This beautiful building is actually the Beverly Wilshire Hotel in Beverly Hills, California. And to this day, thousands of tourists visit the hotel to check out the place where those very memorable romantic scenes took place. Oh my goodness, this is actually one of the most popular homes in all of America. It's a exquisitely beautiful colonial mansion with over 17,000 square feet. It belonged to somebody special. Elvis Presley. This home has 20 plus rooms, including 8 bedrooms and bathrooms. The original purchase price was $100,000, but today it is worth millions. Some would say priceless. And I just find this absolutely fascinating. Did you know this is the second most visited home in America? The first, of course, is the White House. Next, we cross the Atlantic Ocean to France. Here we find a gigantic home/mansion set in 18 acres of land containing a whopping 29,000 square feet. Woo! Well, there are a lot of escapades that went on here when the movie Alfred Hitchcock's To Catch a Thief was filmed. Easy to envision Grace Kelly and Cary Grant in this elegant mansion. Inside the residence, built in the early 20th century, there are 11 bedrooms and 14 bathrooms. You are looking at the world's third largest home. This is Villa Leopolda, located in the ritzy French Riviera section of France, overlooking the absolutely gorgeous Mediterranean Sea. And currently, this amazing, enormous property is owned by a Russian tycoon. We head back to the United States for a visit to Texas, where this mansion was built by a Confederate soldier. Some refer to the building as a palace, but palace or mansion, this historic, ornate residence was designed as one of America's most important. At least that was stated by the American Institute of Architects. This home was built by a Confederate soldier between 1886 and 1892 and contains just under 20,000 square feet. An architectural gem for sure, but where is it? This interesting example of Victorian architecture is known as Bishop's Place, located in Galveston, Texas. It features luxurious materials and furnishings, including stained glass windows, dragons made of bronze, and other impressive artwork. Imagine this! It has a fireplace lined in silver. Today, this mansion welcomes visitors to its 4 floors of museum space. Oh, this is one of my favorite colonial mansions. This is Oak Alley, up the Mississippi River from New Orleans. It sits right smack on the bank of the Mississippi River. When looking at this picture, it's easy to envision Gone with the Wind and Rhett Butler and Scarlett O'Hara strolling around its absolutely exquisite grounds. This is a historic building. Oak Alley was built in 1837. In my opinion, it is one of America's most stately and historical mansions, an icon of Southern history, and it is a very popular tourist destination these days. And there is a bonus for all you history buffs. For the full experience, there are cottages for guests to stay, along with a restaurant and bar. Well, that sounds good, doesn't it? Next, we come to undoubtedly the most expensive home in the world. This is Buckingham Palace, home to Queen Elizabeth. And what an amazing piece of architecture, and what a beautiful place. It is probably worth in the billions of dollars. Not probably, it is worth billions of dollars, making it, in my estimation, most likely to be the most expensive private residence on planet Earth. This tiny principality is home to how many millionaires? Monaco is home to 12,000 plus millionaires. In less than 1 square mile, they all live. Monaco is smaller than Central Park in New York City. Citizens of Monaco, a city famous for casinos, are forbidden by law from gambling there. And you all will like this, especially you seniors. Monaco has the highest average life expectancy in the world of 85.8 years. Okay, so that ends my little adventure showing you some of the places that I have found very interesting with stories to tell, homes from around the world that I think are incredibly special. So my hope is that you enjoyed this tour and come join me on Second Half Travel Adventures, my exclusive Facebook group. We have a lot of interesting posts that I'm sure that will be interesting. Some will tickle your fancies, others you'll find fascinating. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Remember, the only trip you'll regret is the one you don't take.